There are 3 reasons that entrepreneurs really suck at sales, and it is a devastating thing that can sink your business. If you suck at sales, you are in serious trouble as an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is about generating sales. It's not about generating the supply of something, it's about generating the demand for something. You can have the supply of plenty of things and not be in business, but when you're generating the demand for something, you are in business. So the essence of entrepreneurship is about demand generation. It's about getting people to buy stuff. It's about sales. So if you suck at sales, you are putting your business at risk. So let's address the 3 big reasons why entrepreneurs can suck at sales. The first one is that they do not treat sales as a profession. So you got to think about it. Sales is a profession. It's a multi-billion-dollar global profession. Some of the highest paid people in the world work in sales. And what does it mean to be a professional? It means that you have been trained, you've attended sales training. It means that you do role play, that you actually role play with people and learn your scripts and come up with scripts and improve them. It also means that you have things like brochures and slide decks and PDF documents and sales forms and terms and conditions forms. We know that customers can't read your mind. They need things to be laid out visually. A professional salesperson is going to have all of those what's called sales aids there to help them. So a professional salesperson is treating it as a profession. They're keeping track of their numbers, they're keeping track of their data, they're improving their craft, and they're getting better and better over time. Great entrepreneurs that make a lot of sales, they treat sales as a profession. So the second reason is they don't get into a rhythm. So we know that success with most things involves getting into the right rhythm. People who get fit and healthy, they get into a good rhythm of going to the gym and eating and all that sort of stuff. So same with sales. And there is a rhythm that we want to see called laps in the early days. This is leads, appointments, presentations, and sales. So the rhythm should be that pretty much every single week, the same number of leads come in. Let's say it's 50 leads. And then from those 50 leads, we go and we book 6 appointments. And then from those 6 appointments, we present to 5 people. And from those 5 people, we get 1 sale. And we know that 56, 5, 1 is our lapse rhythm. And rather than having a good week where we make 3 sales and then 2 weeks where we make no sales, we want to get into a really nice rhythm of leads, appointments, presentations, and sales. Okay, our third one, this is where I'm going to spend a bit of time, and that is that we need to understand what's called the pattern of conversation, the conversational pattern that salespeople get good at. There's actually a really predictable pattern that a good sales conversation falls into, and we're going to explore that pattern. Okay, so for every good sales conversation, it's going to follow this predictable pattern that is going to help you to make a lot of sales. So the first thing that we want to do is something called framing. Framing is what people experience of you before they talk to you. So the framing could be the materials you send in advance. It could be what they've heard about your company, whether you've won awards. It could be the fact that they know you've got social media following. It could be that they know that you are a cutting edge business, or that you've got a great reputation, or that you work alongside a key person of influence. All of that is positive, high status framing. The second thing is rapport. So rapport is the level of chemistry that you have, the friendliness, the fact that you feel like you get to trust each other or know each other a little bit before the call. So this could be when you're talking to someone, the rapport building phase could be a few minutes of just get to know you. Okay, so framing and rapport, we then go into asking permission to begin a process. So at this point here, I always ask, is it okay if we go through a bit of a process? I'd like to get to know you and then make some recommendations, or we can have a general chit chat. Would you prefer to go through a process, or would you prefer to just have a chat? And most people say, oh, I'm happy to go through the process, right? So the process is going to follow a few different bases. The first thing is we want to know all about their current situation. And this is all about what's going on now that they're not happy with necessarily. So this is all finding out what's going on currently. So it could be what sort of business do you have? How many employees do you work with? Could be what sort of software do you currently use? Anything that's relevant that gives you an understanding of their current situation. The next thing is their desired situation. So the desired situation is what are they trying to achieve? So I might ask questions like, if I could wave a magic wand, what would you like to have happen? Or in 2 years' time, if everything had gone smoothly, what would you be hoping to see? Or if we could fix one core problem that you'd really like to see solved, what would that be? So that is the desired situation. Now, the distance between the current situation and the desired situation gives you a gap. In the middle of that gap is what we'd call obstacles. And the obstacles are all the things that have stopped them from getting what it is that they want. So they've always tried stuff in the past and they haven't been able to get to their desired situation. If it was easy to get from the current situation to the desired situation, then they'd do it on their own. But obviously it hasn't been easy. They've been trying stuff. So I might ask the question, What obstacles have you faced? Or what have you tried that didn't work? Or what are some of the criteria that you would need in order for you to get a great result? Or in order for you to go ahead, what are some of the things that you would need in place? So all of that tells me about their obstacles, or another one here is criteria. So I'm trying to figure out what are the obstacles, what are the criteria. Now, once I have the current situation, the desired situation, and what's in the way, now I'm ready to start telling them a little bit more about what we do. So I will often say, I think I understand your situation. Can I make some recommendations, or can I share some insights? So I'm asking permission. Once again, I'm asking, can we move ahead up here? So what we're going to do up here is we're going to have 3 sections to presenting what we do. The first one is called Insights. Insights is shining a spotlight on everything that you've seen here. You're actually going to feed back to people, this is what's going on in your situation. You're going to share with them a high-level insight, something they hadn't possibly considered before. You might say, do you know that 94% of people who are trying to get this result fail because of these 3 reasons? Or did you know that there's actually a new approach to doing this that involves these 3 bases? So you're going to share a high-level insight. You might say, the reason that this hasn't worked in the past is because I've noticed that you're doing this or not doing this, and that's a high-level insight. The next thing you'll do is you'll share your method. And you'll basically explain that there is a methodology from going from your current situation to your desired situation without hitting the obstacles. And you'll say it involves 1, 2, 3 steps, or it might be A plus B plus C, right? So you're going to share with people a method. It's not yet a product or a service, it's just a methodology. And then the final thing over here is you're going to share your solution. And this is where you do actually say, here's what you get. You get A, B, C, and you also, it costs this amount for gold, silver, and bronze, right? So the solution is where you actually package it all up and you say, these are all the things that you get. Here's everything that's included. Here's how much it costs. Here's your various options. So you've said, here's an insight about your situation. Here's my method for how I would improve things. And here's the packaged up solution that we would offer. So you've now presented that arc. So now that you've done that, the next part is to discuss, right? You're going to discuss whether it's for them or not. They're going to have objections. They're going to have their thoughts around it. You're going to ask them, invite some feedback. You could say, what do you like about it? What do you not like about it? What are your thoughts on all of this? They're going to talk about the insights, the method, the solution. They're going to go around. They might have some questions. So you're going to discuss, and then you're going to complete the conversation. And complete is where you either handle objections and sign them up and make a sale, or you make a new time, right? If there needs to be a new time, right? So whatever needs to happen, you complete going forward. So you've gone through an entire process here of finding out their situation, presenting what you've done, discussing whether it fits for them, and then completing the sale or rescheduling or doing a follow-up. Any sort of follow-up is rescheduled immediately here. So this is a basic idea around a pattern, and great salespeople, they don't just wing it, they follow a pattern when they're delivering their sales presentations. They're not just having a chit chat, they're going through bases, and those bases, they're hitting those bases and they're moving to the next base. They've rehearsed it, they've role played it, they've mapped it out in their mind, and they're going through these key bases in order to make a sale. So when we think about why most entrepreneurs suck at sales, they're not treating it as a profession, they're not getting into a sales rhythm of leads, appointments, presentations, and sales, and they don't have a sales pattern for the conversations that they're having with people where they can follow through on a set of bases. So I hope that helps you. I hope you can make more sales by addressing those 3 things, or you can bring someone onto your team who can address those 3 things, like a salesperson, and you can train them on that. And if you can do that, you're going to have more sales, and more sales means more growth, more development. You can reinvest back into the business, and your business can really, really take off. Sales is a big part of a business taking off. I really hope you nail it. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm going to be running a little workshop on entrepreneurship. It's a 90-minute workshop in the next week or 2. Come along and join me. We're going to talk about the entire entrepreneurial journey and how you can navigate your way through it. And we're going to have a really good time. There'll be about 50 to 100 different entrepreneurs there, and we'll have some time to have Q&A and to interact. So I hope to see you there. Book yourself in. There'll be a link somewhere around there. Also, give this video a like and a subscribe and a comment below, and it really does help me boost the channel. I look forward to seeing you soon.